just for a second?
Yeah, you're okay.
All
I
right.
just stopped sharing the screen.
Okay. I don't blame you. You don't want the riffraff on your call, Malcolm. So anyway, hey, uh, how are you, brother? How's the weather in on the island of the Philippines?
Look at it. Super sunny, not a cloud in the sky. There was a few waves yesterday. Only little, but few waves. Yeah.
Hey, I wanted to throw you some propers tonight, brother. Can I brag on you for just a sec before your call gets going? Can I just brag
Yeah,
on you? All
yeah,
right.
sure. I think
There's
we got, you might want to. I think we have, because I do an Australian call in a couple of hours for them at their time, but I'm pretty sure we got some. I'm looking through the list here. We got some of our brand new Aussie members, Nigel Lau and Errol Ohm, and some new guys that just came on board just the other day. But hey,
well,
for all you brand new people, this is Gordon Morton, the CEO and chairman of the board of Oliabo, that is showing up here.
I I'm sorry, Cash. I'm super casual tonight. I when I jump on Malcolm's call, it seems it's the last minute, and I'm always in my less than professional attire. So I apologize for that. But yeah, uh, I was just talking to Ray. There's folks, you're so fortunate to have a couple of folks like you've got here putting these calls together. And I say that because I consider myself fortunate when I get to plug into leadership. I said this, I think, in our first discussion, Malcolm. I said there's very little leadership anymore in the world of business. It's not
Yeah.
being taught in our schools. It's not being taught in our communities, and it needs to be brought back. And leadership is action. It's not position, folks. I'm just here to say gratitude from my house here to every one of you folks for all the efforts that you're doing to build this little brand. If you're a newbie to this, you're going to hear a little bit about a spunky upstart, I'd say, company. That's us, Oliabo, and you're going to learn that there's the couple gentlemen on the line that I knew, and one of them introduced me to this guy that's throwing your call right here, and he's pretty incredible. Malcolm, propers to you. And again, folks, is action. It's not position. Can you build the business of your dreams from a fly speck on the map in the middle of the Pacific? I'm telling you, there's a gentleman running this call that's living proof of it. I don't know if it's every morning you get up and go and surf, but brother, it's most times you can if the sets are there. Or you're in the water most days, I would imagine, right?
Pretty well every day, but because of all the Arbo build, it's more at my desk at 4:30, 4 o'clock. I get up and have a little conversation with God. 4:30 at my desk. It's still dark working. But then when I get some calls wrapped up, I'm only got to go right there behind these paintings.
Yeah.
That's small here. Gordon just said something about a funny upstart. And then and I thought of something, it's not a brand new, this is not yes, it's a brand new opportunity. It's not a brand new company, though. I want you to think about, for interest's sake, he's a little bit of an old bloke, but I remember I was into old car, Bugatti. Absolutely fabulous car back in the day. Everybody wanted one. Every world leader got them hand built, coach made, the most incredible car built. And then they just sort of went away for a while. And these boys built a couple of huge companies, one from behind the scenes and then one as part owners. And then went away for a while. And you know what? It's just like what happened with that Bugatti automobile company. Then they came out and they stuck the most incredible, powerful engine in it. And that thing goes down the road faster than a jet. And except with us, I'm admitting people looking at the other screen. Sorry, folks. But with us here, so we got something that's as crafted, as beautiful, as old as those original Bugattis. And at this time, it's got that incredible, well, V12 thousand plus horsepower engine, but you're not having to spend millions and millions of dollars to be part of it. So, Gordon, thanks for making a vehicle in this profession, not an industry, this profession, it's important to hop into the back seat of the vehicle that's going forward, has a chance where what we talked about on that first call. Yeah, leaders and especially owners, it's like they lost their moral compass. People lost their way. The real deal's not out there anymore. And yeah, so keep going, mate. You're doing
Yeah.
you're riffing to
You're,
me.
but brother, I think you're just teeing them up today. The Veyron, as you know, when Bugatti kind of came back and like owned its space where it deserves, I think that runs on aviation fuel. Ray can probably tell me that thing is not your jet engine analogy is right to the on the mark. I believe the Veyron is such a high performance vehicle, but we can nerd out on cars. There's a couple folks that do on these calls, and I'm a big fan, but you know what Malcolm says there is the difference between like when I say a spunky upstart, like we Malcolm hit it right on the head. People are like, "Are you trying to make a comeback?" I'm like, "Don't call it a comeback. I never left. I was always doing stuff." And I'll tell you, I had to
You
build a
gotta mute
vehicle. It's
everybody and you gotta unmute yourself. There you go.
me. Am I
Yeah.
unmuted?
There you go. You're unmuted. Go ahead.
Okay. No, I was just gonna say, folks, I think that every once in a while you get this kind of perfect storm that happens, and I don't know if it's what does Ray say? I don't know if it's odd or if it's God that things come together at the right time, but I'm this kind of simple character that says you can get pretty much anything you want in life if you make some big, hairy, audacious goals. You say your prayers and you go to work, and that seems like a very oversimplified approach to life, but it certainly paid off in my case over the years, and for a lot of people that I know. And I will tell you what, right now I'm sorry, I'm wearing a hoodie and a baseball cap because I talked to Ray about 5 minutes ago. He's like, "Can you jump on this call?" And I said, "I sure would love to." But I'll tell you what I lack in sophistication. I hope that you guys will see. I try to make up for in the fact that I have energy and a real passion for this industry. And man, I'll tell you, I became best friends with Malcolm within the first time I talked to him. I think that was like a record raise, like was one of those things. By the way, if you hear you're unsubscribed or if you hear Ray say it's only going to be a minute, and then that both of those are two things that never happen. Ray's like, you have a minute to meet my friend Malcolm, and it was an hour. It was an hour, Malcolm, right?
Yes, it
So
was. It was an hour. I muted them all. You got to unmute yourself again. Sorry, there's a bunch of people coming in very fast. All right, you
no
can help.
worries.
There
No
he is.
worries.
Now,
No worries.
Gordon's calling from his home in, well, you're not in, I won't say the
I'm at
suburb you
home. Yeah, I'm at a house in Utah. Yep.
house in
Yep.
Utah. The office
Yeah.
is in Murray, Utah. Some people have looked at that office and gone, what? When they go to Google Earth, they got one of these great big glass palaces. No, I believe you have a portion of the fourth floor, correct?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yes. Oh, I assure you, it's underwhelming. It's not overwhelming. It's not even whelming. It's just a normal office. We are on part of the fourth floor. I actually like it though, Malcolm. I think it's pretty comfortable. I like it. It's a pretty
The
great
reason
place.
for saying that, he's talking about me being on a speck of an island. Yes, it's an island in the South Pacific. I'm away from everybody. I'm the furthest southwest you can go. So there's not a lot of people here. There's a town 20 miles down the coast, but it's only in the tens of thousands. It's not a big town at all. But you can build with the technology today, and with you wanting to say to yourself, "It's my turn. I want to move ahead. I want to change some lives, mine, yours. I'm selfish. I like my lifestyle. That's how I got this lifestyle, this profession, that you can do it." So a company can run a multi-billion-dollar business from a series of offices using the knowledge they have. And Joe and Gordon, Gordon's media expertise, Media 88. I know that
Yeah.
one, right? Is that
Yeah.
right? I remember you
Yeah.
looking at.
188 Media. Pretty wow, Malcolm, you're amazing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Henry's
still do. I was in the process of making a fourth movie when the movie industry went on a strike about 2 years ago, and I said I'm done with that for the time being. So yeah, you're right. I've dabbled in a lot of things, but this is my favorite passion. You guys know it: nutritional supplements and direct selling and home-based businesses. And Malcolm, I just like to put this out there. There's sometimes people will say, "Oh, could this possibly?" could this possibly be as powerful as what you guys say? Because, in America, and I'm not sure what it's like in Philippines, but unless it's dispensed by a pharmacy or it's a prescription is written by a doctor, they don't sometimes believe anymore in certain circles that it could possibly make a big difference on your health. And I'm saying it's absolutely that's balderdash. Did I just say balderdash? I'm turning into my parents. That's not nothing could be further from the truth. The most profound difference in your health. Hippocrates said thousands of years ago, "Let food be thy medicine." And we have one of the greatest stories never properly told in nutrition as a product. And the other thing is, could a home business possibly be as powerful as what Malcolm and Ray say it can be, or other folks on the line? And I'm saying absolutely. Look, I never let anybody disrespect what somebody does to put food on their table. That's appalling in my estimation. Not only that, but I've seen people, there's a lot of people in my world that have built an amazing house in a direct selling business, and I'm one of them. I'm kind of one of those guys. I love it. I had some great mentors, and I think it prepared me to meet people like Malcolm and Ray in my life. And yeah, folks, I'm telling you, simple product. When I say simple, it's easy. Like I'm holding it. It's this big, right? Um, and a compensation plan that is also ultra easy to explain and transparent. And sometimes the most powerful things in life are like simple. They're beautiful. Simplicity is beautiful. So yeah, with that being said,
Wait, I
Malcolm,
want you to
again,
share one more thing. One more
yeah,
thing.
sure, brother.
Initial call towards the end. We were having fun. Yeah, I admit that. It was back March 1st, I think. But I asked him a hard, I'm not gonna ask the question. I asked him a hard question. And Joe and Gordon, and you see on your media, I believe it's in one of the clips that Joe says it himself. But without them thinking, the both of them straight away said the reason they were going back in the fray to do it again, and it's what you see in your media that the companies put out for you. And I want you to expand on that for a second, where you said it's time that there's a company built for the right reasons, and what you talk about: honesty, integrity,
I don't know how to get back.
Yeah.
that sort of thing. And that in that very initial call, before we even talked about products or pay plans, right? You remember, Gordon? That's the main
Yes.
you talked to me about. And that's when I said, without knowing what it was, I'm all in. So how about you share that for a sec? Just a sec.
I'd be happy to, Malcolm. And I don't remember the exact riff that you and I were on because we had digressions into entertainment and real estate and you name it, and trucks. There was a Ford truck discussion that we got into. But the one thing that I was communicating to Malcolm and Ray knows that I'm passionate about this, and I think I looked left and I looked right in the industry, and I felt like I wasn't feeling anything from companies and products and meetings anymore. And that unfortunately was a casualty of the last few years. And I said, I think somebody needs to put a jumper cables on this. And I think at the time I said the industry needed something of a colonic or an enema when I was talking to you, Malcolm, but I now use the word renaissance. It's a better one. And I think that you're witnessing it right now, folks. I really mean this. My mom was Italian immigrant. My father was he met the love of his life, and he's Canadian, and that's why I ended up with being half Canadian, half. But I love it here in the United States, and they say something in the United States here. It's an interesting thing, Malcolm. They say that the best organizations are by the people, for the people, and of the people. And I completely agree with that. The future of direct selling and nutritional supplements are going to come from people like yourselves. And because that's the way it started. The supplement industry was started by some passionate pioneers that were rather really simple people. I got to meet some of them. Paul Bragg, he was one of the pioneers of health and wellness, and my parents dragged me to one of his lectures. Probably wasn't my favorite thing to do at 6 years of age or five or whatever I was at the time, but it set my mind in a certain space that you can take power in your health or control of your health. And I was Malcolm. I don't know what riff I was on, but I do get on little tangents about it because I tend to be somewhat passionate about what everybody here brings to the table. It's this you say, hey, maybe I can't do this business because I'm I'm on an island in the Philippines. Well, then sponsor somebody who's not on an island in the Philippines. Or you say, I can't do this business because I'm not good with computers. Well, bring in someone that's good with computers. Well, I'm not good with business because, I I'm only good with numbers. I'm not good with people. Well, bring in someone that's good with people. You being good with numbers. You bring in your opposite. Man, I'll tell you what. Look at this beautiful group here. There's an awful lot of diversity here. This isn't something that I did where I went to a stock photography thing and put this age demographics and all these different people together. That's just naturally what happens when you start to do this. Okay. This is the only thing I'm passionate about. Okay. Eventually I form sentences, but first it's just I move my hand like this. But if you don't see the video, that you missed that joke. But anyway, yeah, no, Malcolm, that's it in a nutshell. And folks, I can brag on Malcolm because he's the only person he can't brag on effectively with any legitimacy is himself. We can never brag about ourselves with any sort of legitimacy. But let me brag on him, you folks. This I am so impressed. The growth that has happened since the day we started talking, Malcolm, in your organization is a beautiful thing to witness. So, folks, I think I hijacked your call too long. Malcolm, mi
It's okay.
dispiace. Sorry.
He feels exactly the way I feel. Why do I do it? I just want you to have a piece of this. You know, I came from bricks and mortar. I said no to network marketing the longest time. One of the biggest financiers in the world was the guy that talked me into it. Go figure. And I said yes. All of a sudden, I realized that people have an opportunity to become something. It's not about ego, it's about creating something. You're creating this. Yes, we have a great product, right? And yes, we have a pay plan that allows you to make choices, but it really stems to what the owner is and you yourself. And this is where I think this aligns with us, because that's why I wanted Gordon to share. It's the right reasons. Here's why. Remember all the time, you guys have been in the profession a long time, get in touch with your why. Joe and Gordon have got the right why. Curtis has the right why. You hear that on a little bit, that he was dismayed what's out there. He wanted to do it. And your why. So yes, we want to change health. I had health issues and it's working. It's really working. But at the same time, I want a lifestyle. And I want you guys to have a lifestyle. This world's mixed up and we have a chance to change your life. Enjoy it. That's the key. Have fun. You'll get, if you stay on for a second, the way I start my call, well, this is a different call, everybody, but I'm going to share a screen here and we'll get going. But I tell you what, this is what it's all about. And this is what this profession and this industry, and you should be enjoying. This is how it should work. That's how a marketing business and a marketing game should be. And you know who came up with that? Gordon. So thanks, mate. Thank you for being on the call. If you got to go, it's fine. We
It's
are.
my pleasure, Malcolm. Honestly, from bottom of my heart, to everybody, gratitude. Thank you so much. Blessings to all of you. Yeah, have the best call of your life, folks. Cheers. I'm going to check out. Okay, Malcolm.
Yeah, you're welcome. So I'm not going to go
Okay.
into clinical studies. I got Wild Bill here. What I want to do for you brand new people, if you're spanking, you don't know what this is about. At the same time, I got Julia in Singapore who just started a handful of weeks ago, and she's texting me. All her blood work came back. She was just overseas doing a business. But why am I showing this? We're going to have a bit of a testimonial call. But Wild Bill was smart enough to film himself when Simone had a call and I talked to Wild Bill. He was like, okay, he didn't say it to us. I'm going to film myself doing what I do each and every day. You see, he shared with me that his business, a panel beating for you Aussies on the call, a body shop for you North Americans, he was going to close it down because he just couldn't do it because of his health and he could not move around and get the job done correctly. And so he filmed himself what happened before and barely can walk. And then filmed himself after a week or two of taking the product. And that's why I'm passionate about this. I've been in health and nutrition before, and you know what? There's all these so-so things, but Hernan Lawless just has endless calls with hundreds and hundreds of people of being able to change what's going on with them. Or
Just had
out
a hernia surgery a few months
driving.
ago, and I've still been kind of irregular as far as that went because I had part of my colon caught up in the hernia. But here lately, everything's been going great. And the only thing I can contribute it to is the Prima.
And that's the key, folks, having a product that works. So if you're brand spanking new, I could talk to you all about the science, but or Joe that was on the corporate call. Now, I believe it was 3 weeks of taking Prima, maybe a month. That's okay. It doesn't matter what the date was. It shows it works. And I have a personal testimony with that. And that's a regular old man. It happens to us gals, but we get what's called skin spots or liver spots. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be with your liver. That makes out you a heavy drinker. I think Joe is. I'm not. But then from the inside out with his Prima, and then when Flex came out, he started to use some of it. You can't see it on the camera here, but I use the Flex on my wife's scoliosis on her back. Sorry, Ashley, I don't heat it up in my hand. I just put 2 squirts on her back and I rub. There's a key thing for you. I rub and rub and rub and rub and warm it up. But it goes in so deep in her back. It also goes in so deep on my hand. So what I was doing was, I was like, I got all this. And I have really sore, bad hands from boxing and all the bad things I did all my life. Could not make a fist for the longest time, can now. But I was rubbing it on the back of my hand to use up what was in my fingers. And I have like a right and left hand like his arm is there. So it's about testimonials. That's what it is. And having fun. And we're going to open up the call for people to share some of the stuff that's happened. So just before we do, Julia, I'm not sure if she's out there. I forgot the slide was in there. I guess it's coming up. Julia's in Singapore. She's been around this industry for a long time. She's one of my great leaders. She left and built another gigantic company outside of what we do together. But when I called her about the product, and we had her on a call with Joe, and Julia with her doctor, they have a vascular age index machine, piece of technology, using your cells, and it showed, this is the line in the middle. You may not be able to see it on your camera or your screen. That's where you are at her age. So her age is 57 years of age. Sorry, Julia, giving your age away there, my gal. But it showed before taking our product, she was 14 years older. A vascular cell age, the index of it was 14. So instead of 57, it's showing that she's 71. Then it's showing that she's 73. And she's like, oh my goodness, this is no good. Right? But then she started to take our product. Then it was showing, instead of being 57, the cells are 58. Then they're down to 55. And then they're down into the 30s. See what's happening here? That's science, folks. That's what this product does. So how does that work? Well, how many testimonies have people talked about? That was Ray's. Ray's testimony was before the company opened and they sent him some vials and he was using it. And I was talking to him, and he's in Michigan painting all these decks, and all the stairs and everything else. You folks that don't know Ray Heron, he's got decks and stairs at his place up there in Michigan. That on the one at the front there, Ray, he has, 40, 50 steps. And then he's got a little platform, and he even has outdoor furniture to take a rest. And you go on the second, and he was painting all of that in his 70s. He says brushing it. That's Oklahoma for painting it with a paintbrush. And every day I was like, Ray, yeah. And he's like, yeah, I cannot believe it. I'm on my hands and knees and I'm getting it all done. Well, Gordon put this together. Life flattens you out. Oh, sorry, what happened there? Let's go back. Life flattens you. Where are we? Here we go.
Ashley. Ashley. Yeah, giddy up.
I sometimes think of those two having more fun doing silly things than actually building a business. But it's about having fun. So how's it work? I'm not going to get a lot into it. the olive, it's been around for forever. While Gordon was speaking, I was thinking of my mate, Doc Earl Mandel. And we've flown all over the world together. We've golfed, I don't know, hundreds of golf courses together. We played silly practical jokes on each other. One day, maybe he'll share where he had me in my underpants outside of Larry King's house. Yeah, that was the best one he ever got me on. I'm telling you, Earl Mandel is a great man full of knowledge, but he likes to have fun too. And he says this, write this down. This is the key to what you got. What you got right here in this product, the #1 longevity plant on the planet, the #1 anti-aging plant on the planet. And who knew? For thousands of years, and now modern science, that's what we do. We're bridging the awareness gap. For thousands of years, it's been known and it's worked in the Mediterranean diet. 2005, science started to unlock it. And what they unlocked, that the olive and the olive tree, the olive fruit itself, the oil, the seed extract, the pulp, is full of phytonutrients, polyphenols. So we're not going to go into this. Maybe we'll have people to tell you what's happened to them. But because it's full of oleocanthal, full of elurapine, full of verbascicide, they were able to take some of those, verbascicide and elurapine, and make a proprietary blend product called Olivectum, which is one of the 4 capsules in your daily Prima. But then you don't have to miss out. You're still getting the oleocanthal. You're still getting the squalane. You're still getting the hydroxytyrosol, and you're still getting the verbascicide. And you put all of this together in a combination in a daily pillow pack, use it on the inside, and you've got this Prima. And that's our core product, and that's what's making the changes that are incredible. And they do it in really, like Ray says, really simple convenience. Pillow packs, 4 capsules that are full of oleocanthal and the polyphenols infused with rosemary, not for the flavor. Rosemary, go look it up on the internet. Go look up in whatever your AI. Rosemary opens the pathways for the other ingredients to work. I cook with rosemary every single day. I love it. I like sticking that long herb in my tooth and just chewing on it for an hour after I finish my dinner. Olivectum and Rosa, which is a separate product on its own, but it's part of it. And it works great with it. What's a Rosa? You Aussies on the call, it's your plant. It's your plant. Captain Cook coined it, right? The tea tree oil, tea tree plant. Melaleuca is the Aboriginal name for that plant. That's what Rosa is full of with lycopene out of tomatoes. And then we ended up with flex, and we all know what that is. And flex is the same components, but they added, see that right there? And yesterday afternoon, coming home from church, stopped on the side of the road, guy with a barrow, bought 2 big plastic bags full of that. Mangosteen grows everywhere here. We all know here how good this is for you. So flex has also got what I just showed you with Prima, but it's full of mangosteen, paracarp, and squalane, and it's the exact same thing. I'm not even going to play that clip. Exact same thing as this on the inside. This is giving you relief within 20 to 30 minutes, and it lasts for a day. And what's it backed up with? The simplest pay plan there is. And, we just had Gordon, so I'm going to share this for 2 minutes, and we're going to have open mic for you guys to share what's happened with you.
If you guys are okay, I'll show you. This is how simple our comp plan is. This gives you the basics, all 3 areas, again, very rough, but it gives you an idea of how simple our comp plan is to explain. So this is my office.
There's only one of these in the world. That's the only one. I made it. It's mine. This is an actual Squire Telecaster body that I Frankenstein together with a American-made Telecaster neck. The comp plan that we're creating here is unlike any other comp plan that's ever been done. Okay, the Premio Pay Plan by Oliabo. We give it a nice name to describe the unique set of variables that go into the creation of our comp plan. First and foremost, number 1, sprints. The only thing you need to do to qualify for sprints is be in our system. Anybody you introduce to the product who makes a purchase, on their first purchase, you will make 25%. The second component of sprint, though, is that if you personally commit to 200 QV per month, you get an additional bonus of 10% on anyone on your second level of sales. Done. That's the end of the sprint section. Number 2, baseline, which is our monthly commission checks. Now, the first kickoff for that is something we call a rep. You really need anywhere between 0 and 99 QV. You're instantly qualified for 5% on your front level. A Brava rep is somebody that a personal purchase that month. If you have a personal purchase of any qualifying volume product in Oliabo, you are eligible to receive 5% plus 5% on the second level of your organization. We like to say Oliabo is me plus 3. That's the little rhythmic device to encourage you to get 3 people like yourself interested in doing a business on their own. First level is something we call Kappa. Kappa is yourself plus 3 people like yourself that are interested in doing 100 qualifying volume per month. The other component is that somewhere in your organization you have 1,000 qualifying volume. That's it. That makes you eligible for 3 levels of commissions. Quinto, the next level, is yourself doing 100 QV per month. Somewhere in your organization you have 5,000 group qualifying volume, and each one of the 3 people that you introduce to the company does 100 QV with 1,000 group qualifying volume. Done. The next level, Venti. Venti is where you're really starting to develop some leadership to your group. For the level of Venti, we're asking for 200 qualifying volume per month. That's the most we ever ask, by the way. You still have your 3 leaders that you're working with. Each one of them have 5,000 in group qualifying volume per month and a personal purchase of 100. We are now asking you to add an additional 100 QV customer in addition to that. So now we have 4 people. 1 is brand new. The top level in the Premio plan is Premio. We named the comp plan after it. Premio means you're maxing out your baseline commissions, what you can earn on your organization, making you eligible for 8 levels of volume. First and foremost, we're asking you to get 200 qualifying volume worth of product every month. Of your original 3, we request that you take 2 of them to 200 qualifying personal volume per month with 20,000 in group qualifying volume. The third one, we're still building 100 QV with 5,000 group qualifying per month. We now have a total of 5 personally sponsored customers in the system with an organizational volume of 50,000 group qualifying volume. That's it. That quick capsule summary is what it takes to do Premio. Global bonus. 3, global bonus pool. You enter it by becoming a Premio. Those who maintain Premio for 3 months enter into the global bonus pool. What does that mean? Well, 5% of all global volume sales go into our global quarterly pool. The bigger your organization, the bigger your percentage of the pro rata pool. So there you have it, the Premio pay plan. Sprints, baselines, quarterly bonus. When you get a job, you go to work for a company. When you join Oliabo, the company goes to work for you. You work where you want and earn what you deserve, but more accurately, we encourage you to work where you want, when you want, with whomever you want, and earn what you deserve. My guitar playing is less than perfect, but our comp plan is pretty dang close to it. So there you go.
If you guys are okay, I'll show you.
You're on mute, Malcolm. I muted myself because you get an echo off my mic. You got a chance to go to Italy. That's our reward trip coming right up. We talked about Premio there. That's 200 orders in your, 500 orders in your team. Double down. We all know what that means because you want to have your 200 points to get your 2 levels on your sprint money right up front. So go out there and build a team, 250 orders or 500 single orders. Even without double down, people ordering 2 of these, 1 for you and 1 for your missus or your husband. Sorry, gal. And what about this and those 2? My order went through today. My subscription. It's the start of the month. Who else moved their order up to the start of the month? So it's out of the way. And it's 1 of those and 2 of these because you can see I used to have 7 of them. I'm down to 3. I've gone through 4 packs. I love this stuff. I'm doubling down on my personal intake of Prima. Lucille's on one, but 2 of those, that pack. And guess what happens? You go out there and do that. It's so simple to get the Premier, and you will be going to Italy. You have between now and the end of June 30th. Hit it one time, you're going to Italy on your own. Now, you might have to be explaining something to your cheese and kisses, right? Or your spouse, or do it 3 months and you're going there together and you got $1,000 towards the airfare, and do it 3 months in a row and be 100K, raise already 100K. You're going there with your other half or whoever you choose, and you got 2,000 for your airfare. So I'm going to, we got people still coming in. That's great. I'm going to unshare, stop the share. And, you know, how about first, ask Julia. She was traveling yesterday. She's the gal that shared her cells, but she's ecstatic. If you're there, Julia, in Singapore, she got a blood test back. I just want, are you out there, Julia? Let me see if I find you and unmute you. She said she's so shy, but the other day she wasn't that shy.
I'm
There
here.
you go. Okay, you talk, and I'm going to try and load the pictures you sent. Just tell them. What
Sorry, I didn't prepare in advance because
That's okay.
just too excited with my blood test report. Basically I don't have any, not because of taking the product for my sickness and everything, you know, but lethargic, you know, energy wise it have been dropped, and stress, you know, and all these things. So when I started Prima, we only had Prima in Singapore. So I took one. Then actually throughout the whole month, I only take 8 days for 2 packets. Yeah. So the rest of the day, I only taking one because we don't have enough products here. And you know what happened? So my blood test, most of it was okay, except for cholesterol, bad oil, and all this. So my total cholesterol was like 245. Okay, 245. Now I dropped to 218. 218.
Okay.
Yeah, 218. From 245 to 218.
Your blood test on the other screen here. I'm trying to copy and paste it for you.
Yeah. So, and then my good cholesterol, HDL, yeah, it went up from 87, no, from 84 to 87. The good one. Okay.
Hang on.
And the bad.
You're reading the wrong. You're 82 to 87. Are you going by memory or your glasses?
Yeah. Sorry, 82 to 87. 82 to 87. My HDL. Okay, and my LDL was like 141. That's already highlighted. Yeah, it's way past our Singapore the range here. So I was from 141, now dropped to 136. Yeah, 141.
Great.
And triglyceride, my triglyceride was from, although it's 84, okay? No, not 84.
No, 114.
114. My triglyceride is 114. Okay, so now it's about 84. Yeah, so the simple word I share with my team here is like, Prima is the oil. So we have a good oil get into our body, whatever the bad oil that in our body, it'll be out. So good oil in, bad oil out. Good oil, good hormone. So, everything is like it will balance. Okay. And about my information, so my doctor tell me, he said not to worry about my reading. I'm so worried about my homocysteine. He said for my age, don't worry about that. And the very important one is my ES. What is it? The ESR. ESR usually okay. Now, I don't have like way high. So mine is only my ESR is reading for about 11. But those people that if they have cancer marker and high, right? So their ESR will be very, very high. Way past 30 over, 40 over. So although mine is 11, mine was only 11, but within a month, I dropped to 6, from 11 to 6.
The reason I have Julia on is because she's science. That's what she's really about. I was gonna wrap Julia up here, but you know what was making me laugh?
So because
talking, she said, "No, I'm not gonna show it." She sent me her bra sizes. Okay, gals, what do you got there? She was
yeah
23 days of taking one pillow pack a day. 23 days of taking one pillow pack a day. She heard me saying I doubled up. She did 8 days of 2, and she has dropped. Let me have a look. Okay, you gals, 7 centimeters.
7 centimeter. Yeah.
Bra size. That's going around the thick of your body. I don't think
Yeah.
it's Frank. I think it's just all that. And Julia's not an overweight person, believe me. So we don't have a weight loss product, but I swear by it. Except the only thing, folks, I've lost this whole double chin, but now I've got this funny turkey thing. So one of you gals can
Yeah.
get with me how I'll get rid of that now. I've lost all this weight. You're the best, Julia.
Yeah. So last week, those that you were here, remember my blood, the hook, I was from the 1st to the 3rd. Now already way past to the 4th already. Easily now. So, I can be like from ML size, like drop to my small size shirts. Yeah. Yeah.
Go.
So this is extra bonus.
Sandy and Ed, Hearn and Lawless, Ray, I'm sure you guys have got some people on the call you'd like to pop
Yeah.
up. Let
Thank
me ask.
you.
Ed, Sandy and Ed, how about I mute you? There you go.
Happy New Year, everybody. I can't believe it's February. Oh my goodness. In fact, I was talking to Tom Ferrier, I think it was yesterday, and he said to me, Sandy, I use your line all the time. Life is like a roll of toilet paper. Anybody know the rest of this? Ray probably knows, right? Right? What it means is the closer you get to the end, the faster it goes. And I have to tell you, we are so fortunate to have a product like Prima. Last week, we lost 2 dear friends, 2 in their early 70s. Both men dropped dead with heart attacks. And for a year, I have been talking to them about changing their habits and start to take supplements. And I even tried to get them, obviously, recently into taking Prima, and they did not. So if you value living longer, healthier, a minimum of 1 Prima a day, we've actually doubled it. And give a quick testimony, because this is, Eddie will not give a testimony unless it is long-term.
Well, I've had severe lower back pain for years. Had orthopedic doctors give me shots in the back of cortisone and nerve block, and 3 different doctors. Finally, here where I'm living now, the doctor wrote for Vicodin, which is, a narcotic. And back in, I guess, December a year ago, I started taking 2 a day because I had pain. I used it before I played golf, after I played golf. But recently we were in Philadelphia in between Christmas and New Year's, and I had pain one day and I took 2 Vicodin. That was about the 27th of December. That was the last Vicodin that I've taken. I'm taking 2 packets a day, and the pain that I've had for 15, 20, 25 years is absolutely gone. And this is like life-changing for me.
And just to note, Malcolm, I'm not sure you saw my email, but Dr. Mindell is starting Wellness Wednesdays that is happening this coming Wednesday. So we hope people care about the science behind Prima and why people are getting such remarkable results. Like you, Julia, you're not the only one. It's really amazing how this particular botanical that's been around for 5,000 years has a new story. So Dr. Mindell will be doing every Wednesday at 4 o'clock Eastern. I sent out the registration form, and if you can't make it because it time zones or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, if you register, you will get the replay. If you do not register, sadly, you will not get the replay.
There you go. Thank you, Sandy, for all of that. Dr. Mendel's such a great friend. He knows what he's talking about. The number one anti-aging food on the planet. The number one longevity food on the planet. And that's what we get to take each and every day. Mr. Hernan Lawless, you out there, buddy? I know you've got some folks you'd like to have shared. Wow, people still coming in. Good for that. Everyone's out. Hernan?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here, Malcolm. I'm sending you a picture right now. Hang on.
My wife will get jealous.
Let me go.
You can't trust a picture that Hernan might send you. Now be careful.
It's
I'm
in
kidding.
WhatsApp. It's in WhatsApp. You can share that.
Okay, you talk. I'll find it and pop it up here.
So I've been supplementing for a long time, and I everywhere I go with the family, we travel. We're in California. We're in Arizona. We're in Washington State. I'm always looking for a health food store that I can sneak into, and I immediately go find the owner, go straight to the owner and ask her, what are you the most excited about? What's new? What's new? And I buy whatever they're excited about. And I do that. I've been doing that for years. I've tried a lot of different products. Malcolm, do you see that picture?
Yeah, I'm putting it up here. Give me 1 sec.
So this is my daily routine. Now, I also take it's an arginine product that is very powerful. It's very expensive. And I take that along with what Malcolm's going to share with you right now. So this is what I take every day, and I take it twice a day. Let's
1
see.
sec. Here it comes.
Okay.
Let me see.
So
tell me if it comes
No,
up on the screen or I
it's
go.
not.
Nope.
It's not showing.
Reward
not
trips
showing.
is a slide.
Hang on.
So
I'll get it to show.
okay. So I do this twice a day, and Robin and I, we have our networking that we do, but we've also been delivering groceries for Walmart, and it makes a big difference at the end of the year. So I've been carrying a lot of big cases of water up and down stairs. I'm 71 years old. Been carrying groceries all day, every day for the last 5 years. And I do this twice a day, plus I take my L-arginine product. And there's other things that I take besides this. There's
all those.
huh?
Everybody see he sent me a picture. See what how does he got? 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
Yeah.
14, 7, 8, 9, 20, 21, 22. You know, Hernan, when I was 20 odd, 18, 19, 20 years of age, I was the Australian Ironman champion. Now you guys are thinking the North Queensland Ironman champion. You're thinking the Joe Morton Ironman is run, swim, biking, like it's a very athletic, but North Queensland Ironman champion, that was drinking a 10-ounce beer, eating a frozen meat pie, drinking a 15-ounce beer, eating a kilo of prawns, drinking a jug of beer, and I do it in under 3 minutes. Nobody could beat me for years and years and years because I learned to open my gullet. Golly, Hernan, everyone out there, is that what
So
you do?
there's
Gullet?
D-mannose, grapeseed extract, mangosteen, enzymes, spirulina. There's colostrum in here. I got a green product that's included in here. And at night I'll change it up a little bit, but I'm just telling you. So I've been
Now
working
you
hard
replace
for the
it
last
with one simple pillow pack, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey.
And check this out. I still felt miserable doing all this twice a day plus more. I didn't feel right. I felt like I was old, like I was getting old. I was slow to move, slow to turn, slow to think. it was like I was swimming in mud, you know, I just didn't feel right. And I started taking the Prima and I stopped all of that. And I felt like way better. Like I'm quick again. I could spin around. I was quick on my feet, quick to think. All the fog had gone away. I was sleeping better. I'm sleeping on my stomach instead of my back. That tells you something about discomfort.
Yep.
And just so many things. My hair, holy smokes, my hair is completely changed. Like it's super soft. It's and it's growing like a weed. It's unbelievable. But so much has changed, and I don't do that anymore. I don't do all of that anymore. You know, I was spending $300 a month on all that stuff. I don't do it anymore.
There you go.
I switched it out for the Prima. So
I was gonna tell Gordon that I have one thing I'd like to credit him with. Lucille would be on my back if I wanted. No offense to Coach Neil if he's on the call. If 3 days a week, 3 hours a day, pickleball. Mind you, with this build, my pickleball took a little bit of a back seat. But she's like, Dad, if you can't bend over and do up your shoelaces and get your shoe on your own, because I'm pushing 70 and I had just my injuries just way too bad. You're not playing pickleball, so I'd have to hopefully sneak one of my little girls by. Can you help Dad real quick before Mom comes around the corner? And what? Not joking, folks. And I was going to say to him, I got two things. One, that used to be fun. And I don't get to do that anymore because I put my shoes on easily. But the other thing I wanted to complain to him about, and you're talking about it, I like this haircut, but it means I got to get the razor out every second day. It grows back so fast. And I use my toenails and fingernails are growing like crazy. And I don't mind now because before that was a chore for me and not anymore. How many of you out there have noticed some things like that? Like your hair growth, when your nails, nails tell you health, folks. If you look at your nails and you got those ridges in them or color it, that shows your eyes and your nails show your dis-health, your dis-ease, right? Dis-ease is when we're not in ease. When we're healthy, we're in dis-ease. So how about one last one where, what are we, 7 minutes to, and then
I think we have somebody on here
go
that
ahead.
would share. Malcolm.
What's their name?
Rosie, are you on here? I thought I saw you.
Then we go down the other. A lot of people, folks, where we're still scrolling. RPQR.
Rosie, can you share?
Yeah,
if you're
Rosie,
still on
Rosie Monteo.
Yeah.
Okay. I've asked you to unmute. Rosie?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Look, she's that good
Absolutely.
looking and put a picture
Yeah,
up.
we can hear you.
Herself.
Okay, perfect. I'm on the road here, but I would love to share. Before I started taking the Prima, I basically was in a lot of pain. I'm on my feet sometimes, 12 hours a day, and that can take a toll on the body, and I'm pretty healthy. I thought I was, you know what I mean, trying to live my best lifestyle and everything. But the pain was still getting to me, just getting older and working harder and just on my feet all the time. So I started to feel relief. I started taking the Prima. I did 2 packs a day for the first 4 days. So I thought I would just kind of double up and flood my body and get that healing started. And sure enough, I would say by the 3rd day, I already noticed a great improvement, just relief in my ankles, my knee joints, my shoulder. I had a lot of shoulder pain on my right shoulder, my lower back, and all of that with the Prima pretty much went away. And it was quite miraculous for me. And then, of course, I started the Flex down the line when that came out. And that just added to more relief and feeling better, especially in the morning. And one thing that came back that got me really excited was my sense of smell. I was like, wow, I can smell good things again. My essential oils, my candles, and nice laundry soap and things like that. And that, that had been gone for a while, like a lot of people. So that was a big thing for that to come back. And my body feels so fluid now. I feel like I can move so good. I feel youthful. I feel like I can do like yoga poses that I couldn't do before for a while. And I thought, wow, I thought I was pretty healthy. This getting older is not so good. I'm starting to feel all these things and not be able to move, and move swiftly. But all that's coming back, you guys. And I'm really thankful and I'm really blessed. And this is something that we all need. Our bodies need help. This environment we're in is just full of toxins, and we're just being bombarded with everything. And when we give it something like this, where it can heal itself when we give it the right material. And we need something amazing like these polyphenols. So yeah, it's quite a blessing.
Thanks, Rosie. You see, folks, it all boils down to a choice. Helen made a choice, Julie made a choice, Rosie made a choice. She wanted to change, right? So up front first, yes, we all like money and it's great, but we need to change what's going on in insides and feel better. All the money in the world. I like my health twice in my life went sideways, and both times I was stinking rich. I mean, stinking, and it's miserable. I don't care what you got, how big and fancy, where your lifestyle is. If you're too sick to go out in your boat, you're too sick to, I'm telling you, you don't want that. So make that choice. And you've noticed that people are saying they double down there. Well, double down for you to capture the pay plan, but they're doubling down. I noticed, I'm not saying it doesn't work, but I noticed when I started to take 2, I started to really, my weight changed more, so not so much my size. Let's put it that way. My pants are falling off me. I've had to drill more holes in my belt. So the other part is Ray Heron's on this call. He made a choice. He was in a business with me. We were going for it. And then Gordon and Joe said, we're getting ready, you guys. And we went, okay. And he made a choice. And there's a clip out there I put out. You attach is it a choice or a decision? There's a big difference between that. And he decided, along with other leaders on this call, they decided to make a difference. So you can choose and you're just putting your toe in the water. But when you decide, that's a commitment. So Ray's decided to change his health as well. He's not young. He also decided to make a big change for every one of us out here. Yes, he's a 100K Premio, which means, one of those choices was he went to a dealership, made a choice to get himself a very late model, but a super nice Maserati. And he's on this call, and I want him to share about that. You make that decision. That's what you got to do here if you want to change the situation you're in your life. So Ray, are you unmuted there? Where are you?
I am, brother.
There he is.
What a great bunch of testimonies tonight. I got a question for everybody, me included. How many of you wish you'd had a few more guests or even one guest on this call tonight? These sorts of testimonies, they mean everything in the industry that we're in. Just to hear from other people, it's confirmation that those things that you're experiencing, others are as well. So when there's about 8 billion people on planet Earth, 8 billion, that's a big number. Now, we're not open all over the world, but we'll be open in probably a rather short period of time in many, many countries, folks. So this opportunity called Oliabo, it's as large as it gets, I thought about, I'm always thinking about what could I say to you that might be beneficial to you, not to discourage you in any way, but just, I'm just who I am and I tell it just the way it is. On January the 19th, I said that I have a personal goal to add 1,000 new affiliates to the organization, 1,000. And I thought I'd just give you a report here tonight. It's, on January the 19th, I said, we're starting at a funny time, January the 19th, and we'll go to February the 19th. And let's see if we can make that happen. I said, I'll let you get caught up in my goal. And my goal was all of us that can, and everybody really can, just double the amount of affiliates in your business. Some of you, I congratulate you. I'm not saying this to discourage you. You've only brought in 1 or 2. Pretty easy to double 1 or 2. Some of you brought in considerably more than that. You still can double it. Well, we're let's see, 19, 29, we're 12 days in from that original 1,000 goal. And, I'm 40% there. So I don't have any doubts. Today's February the 1st. We got essentially 18 more days. We call it 19 if you want, depending on where you are in the world. And we can get there. And the way you grow your business is to grow the people in your business. So that's my charge to you tonight. Just, hey, give it a little more. Give it a little more. A good friend of mine often says, and I repeat it often, how many times in your life or in our lives have we ever given anything 100%? The times that I've been successful, which is about 40 years in this industry, I mean, at least the first year, and I always specifically say your first 90 days. Just pretend tomorrow's your first 90 days. It's what Jim Rohn taught me 40 years ago. Hey, find the right company at the right time and listen to these testimonies. You could conclude that this is the right company at the right time. He said, build your business like your life was hanging in the balance for 90 days. You know my story. My life was hanging in the balance. So not knowing any better and knowing that this was a man of great reputation all over the world, he must know something about what he's talking about. So I made what I thought was a good choice for me, and it was the right company at the right time 40 years ago. 90 days later, I was earning more money than my friends were making that had high-paying jobs. So I had the proof that I needed that this truly does work. So I want you to always have that 90-day mindset. Hey, work 90 days like your life was depending on it, even if it's not, pretend that it is, and simply talk to people. You and I were just professional visitors. That's what we are. We visit with people. I pick up the phone. I mean, AT&T, some of you are old. By the way, Malcolm, I'm not that old. I'm a pretty young guy, actually, when you think about it. And I'm on the Prima product now.
I'm not too sure about that. When Ray was young, he used to roll over and say, "Hey, Moses, will you move over? I need to get up."
You're too funny. Hey, before I forget, I appreciate you. You always do such a marvelous job. But where was I? Where was I? I got off. Anyway, 90 days. Pretend. Jim Rohn told me.
You were about to tell him that you're not that young, but you are young.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're going to tell him your testimony because I want you to share it. There's a lot of new people who don't know it. Of you brushing. That's Oklahoma talk for painting with a paintbrush.
Yeah.
8 gallons of decks, and it's not like just some flat thing. If you've seen Ray's house, it is. Mm-hmm. Just share that, and how decks. Flexible he was.
Lots of decks, lots of decks, lots of stairs, and I only had 1 week sample wait, just a few months back, and it's a pretty tough job. I'm down on my. I don't roll. I don't stand up and roll it because some of you that have decks, some of them are concave, right? And so to get it really coated properly, you really need to get out and brush it. So I'm on my hands and knees for 7 or 8 days. I brushed 8 gallons of exterior stain, all my steps, my gazebos, my decks, front and back. It was incredible. And I told Malcolm, I feel like I've been WD-40'd on the inside. I was flexible. I heard some testimonies here tonight. Flexible, I could move around. I mean, it really was incredible. But I don't know if any of you have experienced this. You can send me a thumbs up or whatever, but I've had a sleeping challenge my entire life, all of my life. Probably lots of stress and, memories, things from the past. I'll talk about that in a minute. But I just never slept very well. I'm telling you, I'm sleeping 7 to 8 hours a night every night, not even getting up to go to the bathroom, which is real unusual for a young guy, right? And, I don't know if I see some of the people sending up some signals here, so hopefully you're sleeping as well as I am. And I think, Malcolm, honestly, I think if our body gets the right stuff, we're just relaxed. We're not stressed out. Things just work. I don't try to explain it. It's just that way. So I'm sleeping beautifully, and I'm so thankful for that. I get up in the mornings and the first thing I do is thank God for a great night's sleep. And Jim Rohn taught me that procrastination is the very thing that steals our dreams. He said, you're never going to completely overcome procrastination. But he said, the key is drive it in a small corner of the house. And that way you get to live in the rest of the house. He had such a He had such a cute way of saying things sometimes that sticks right up here. You know, these guys, the greats of the world, like Mr. Jim Rohn, they don't necessarily teach us what to do. Although he did in my case, I'll always be thankful for that. They teach us how to think. How do you think? Jim Rohn said, Ray, your life works out, you know, pretty much by the way that you think. So he gave me the recipe, I think, for success in our industry. Find the right company, right time, work 90 days like your life depended on it. Take a little break, if you will. Go do it another 90 days. So what I'm saying is give your first year a chance. Realize it's a business. Uh, you're the CEO of you incorporated. Nobody's going to tell you got to go to work at 8:30 and punch a clock at 5 o'clock. It's all up to you. You can do whatever you want. In my first initial week of network marketing 40 years ago, I had a discussion with Mr. Rohn, and I never forgot this. I've heard it on some of his audios over the years. He goes, Ray, you got to have one of those don't kid yourself days anymore. He said, you're doing less than you're capable of doing. There's a lot of people out there. In fact, many thousands, many millions. He said, go talk to as many as you can. The 90-day run is talk to everybody that you possibly can. You know, tell them you're working full-time on your job and part-time on your fortune. Never forgot that. So those are the kind of things that stuck with me. And, you know, just don't get caught doing less than you're capable of doing. That's the major thing I want to say to you. I say it to you often, but it's the thing that steals our dreams. We got enough things and people that want to steal our dreams. Develop your why. Realize, folks, I've never had ever in 40 years of network marketing, I've never had the good fortune of knowing, just an absolute, complete knowing of how this is going to work out. This is going to be a giant company in this industry. I mean, it will be a giant no matter what I do, no matter what you do. We're all going to be sick, very sick, if we don't give it our best efforts. Because if you're looking for something that can change your life forever, I'm living proof of it. Finding the right company at the right time, like Oliabo, with products that speak louder than we ever could. It'll change your life forever. So hang in there, absolutely don't give up. The number one reason why many people, and I would probably say most, don't succeed in our industry is they have two things. They have unreasonable expectations. You're not going to get wealthy in 90 days, although I felt that way 90 or 40 years ago. You're not, don't have unreasonable expectations. And they quit, Malcolm. They quit way too soon. You hang in here with us. You plug into as many Zooms as you can. You invite as many people to the information as you possibly can. We've got sample programs that you can buy samples from the company. You can get people on a 1 week, trial pack of Prima. I've seen a lot of people with Prima get fabulous results, sometimes in just 2, 3, or 4 days. No guarantee of that. We've heard some phenomenal testimonies here tonight. Folks, I want to add a disclaimer. We don't make medical claims for our product. But if you research the science, everybody's into a little bit of AI. Me, very little. My good buddy Hernan, he's very deep in AI and he's very, very good at it. But you just research. Just go to, Google Scholar, go to Chat GPT, take these ingredients that are in the olive and you won't probably get past oleocanthal. You'll realize, wow, no wonder I'm hearing these kind of testimonies. I was listening to my good buddy Ed Cohen tonight, having to take those drugs to get some kind of relief. And now most people don't know Ed is he's a pharmacist. And I think, not all the medicines are bad. Medicine's a good thing. Thank God for them. Sometimes we need them. But we don't need a steady diet of them. And Ed would be the first to tell you that long-term, almost anything from the pharmacy industry, it could have some not beneficial effects for all of us. We got the best product in the entire world. We got the best executive team. They care about us greatly. I'm talking to most of this executive team several times a week. I know they care about us more than you possibly could imagine. And they're building a beautiful company for us. And we're just, we got enhancements every day. Things look better every day. So shame on us, if we do less than we're capable of doing. I say treat it like a business. The maximum, I always say, don't leave a dime on the table. It's pretty easy to do the maximum if you're doing 2 primas a day. And I'm not trying to talk you into doing 2 primas a day. I don't need the money. But I'm telling you, if you look at this as a business, you won't do less than 200 qualifying volume points per month, because that allows you to get 25%. Well, you're going to get that anyway. 25% of the people you introduce to the business, their first order. And when they bring somebody in, you'll get 10%. That 10% will just flow past you and go to somebody up above you if you're not on 200. So treat it as a business, budget it as a business, make the phone calls, go to work, and realize it's a 3-and-me compensation plan. Find 3 people who do 2. 2 what? 2 primas, my opinion. That's the very best. You see, if you want to build a long-term residual, you build a group of people. They all realize that this is a business that I'm in. How can I maximize this business that I'm in? Well, first of all, I'm going to be on 200 primas, or 200 qualifying volume points. That's 2 primas per month. I think that's the perfect, it's our foundational product. We have other great products, but you don't want to miss prima. So you probably got a significant other that you love and care about. Hey, get on subscription. Keyword subscription. You don't want to forget and not order. Have that coming to you every month. 2. Everybody gets 3 who does 2. 2 what? 2 primas. Everybody does 3. You duplicate, everybody does 3 who does 2. It's 3, 9, 27, 81, 243, 729. When those numbers duplicate like that, it won't work out perfectly that way, but you've heard me say it before. That gives you a great opportunity over a period of time. Some of you will be much quicker getting that accomplished than others. But what if it took you a year or 2 to do that? It's an extra $120,000 a year. Not making any income claims. I'm just talking about possibilities. In my case, if you really consider it as a business and approach it properly and do that duplicating model, it's more like a probability. That's what I believe. I go on, and I've carried on too long here tonight, Malcolm. Everybody, I really do appreciate you contributing to this Zoom. And once again, Malcolm, you're just the best, buddy. Thank you so much. I know you pour your heart out into these things twice a week, and we have a corporate call coming up. Maybe you'd like to talk about that.
Yeah, don't miss, folks. We are Tuesday for you folks in North America. For you guys in Australia, early Wednesday morning, early for me. But Errol and Nigel and you boys in Melbourne and Sydney, it's a couple hours later, around 7 or 8 o'clock. I just you'll get it from the company. But that's our corporate product and corporate call, announcement call. Wednesday night, 1 hour later than this one, is our regular team call that we have. Thursday, also somebody will get out to you. I'm sure the company will probably do it. I gather Wednesday night, North America. Thanks for you guys making that announcement. Dr. Earl Mindell, the guy's a knowledgeable man. He's the best. He's hearts in this. I'll tell you, I can just tell you that. Him and I have been talking for months before they even made the announcement. And Wellness Wednesday. And he will help you he will not be a scientist. Okay. He will help you in layman's terms of what to do. And then Thursday, same again, 4 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. afternoon. So you Aussies, your Friday morning early is our new corporate call, where they do all sorts of things besides a quick run through of the pay plan. New call, I'm sure there's some really good announcements, right, Ray? This coming Thursday.
Oh yeah. There's some real surprises coming.
The more people you bring to the calls, the more people get fed the information, the more the pipeline's getting fed. I get people out there. I kind of thought of just right now. I don't know what it was. I'm thinking of Newcastle, for crying out loud. Errol, I have no idea. Newcastle's a steel mill town. I used to surf at Catherine Hill Bay. And at Newcastle, to get to that surf spot, you had to go out by all the jetties, and they would bring in these huge piles of coal, gigantic piles of coal to be heated up and burned down to be coking coal. That would then be used to heat up the steel, and gigantic piles of iron. And that would be melted down. So that coking coal would melt that iron. And we had to go hike around with our boards past hundreds and hundreds of meters tall. And there'd be these great big old loaders loading that up. And that was going in to melt down to get pig iron. And then they'd refine that and melt that down. They'd keep on going until they got steel. And every so often when we'd be up there, the hike around all these piles wouldn't be that high. I mean, it'd be slowing down. You see, when you're feeding people into your pipeline, it's like putting that iron ore. Now, if you don't keep doing that and they run out of iron ore, well, that steel plant does not run out of iron and steel right away because they got all that pig iron still there to reheat and refine to get to steel. But then all of a sudden they're like, oh, wow, we haven't got enough iron to make steel anymore. But they got to go back and mine the iron ore and ship the iron ore to Newcastle and melt it all down again. You see, if you slow down now in your business and with your momentum, what will happen is it takes a little bit to go catch that up. So every single day, Nigel Lau on this call, great leader, he has this one thing that he says to himself, one new person. You can do a lot more, but he knows he's capable of this. He's been doing a heck of a lot more. 5, 6, 7, 8 put in front of me every day. One new person a day. You bring them this information, you feed them into that pipeline, and they come out the other end, and you never know what's going to happen. And that one new person, I've had people that I thought, there's some folks that I know that some of you may, that have never done marketing, that I shared an opportunity with 22 years ago. They went on to become superstars in that. 2 of them own their own network marketing companies now, and another one's a #1 income earner with one of the biggest ones out there. You never, ever know. There are people that have huge whys, and that why inside them is what motivates them. And guess what happens? They drag all of the people. Build a dream, folks. And as your dream gets bigger, other people's dreams will fit inside yours. So go and dream really big and feed that pipeline, feed them into these information calls, feed them into all the clips that the companies put out for you. And Ray, I guess we're getting real close to what you'd asked them for, the product company comp plan clips to be released real quick for everyone.
Yeah. I think we'll get an announcement on Tuesday.
There you go. So see you guys on the go round.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Malcolm.